Awesome. Hey guys, welcome back. I'm at Decentral Austin 2022, and I have the pleasure of being able to sit after our panel together with Patrick Dunlop, who is from the Jackal project. And I realized that we haven't talked with them. We had a little time, both of us, and yeah, so I wanted to bring a little bit of a personal interview to the Mind Your Biz audience. But tell the folks at home more about you and Jackal.
Yeah, absolutely. So what Jackal is right now, Jackal's the only self-custodial data storage solution available, period, with privacy. So the users that store data on the Jackal system, for example, only the end user with their private key can access and share their data. So we're actually locked out from the ground up. We're completely open source, we're completely permissionless, and it has the highest digital privacy and cybersecurity posture available on market right now, and we have a lot of interest from privacy advocates. There's also all really other ways for secure data storage, secure communications, legal fields. So we're primarily a B2B product, but at our core we love our community. So we also have a Dropbox comparable, and we're looking to really incorporate that in all kinds of different ways.
That's awesome. So with that Dropbox comparable, most of my audience is going to be kind of more that retail profile.
Yeah,
they're going to fit that description, right? They'll be strong community members, strong privacy advocates as well, individually. What does that look like for them in terms of access, and is it, and how does it compare to something that they might already be maybe evaluating, like Proton just released their Drive product, and then Mega has their offering too. So the competitive landscape and the ease of use for them right now. Can they use your product today?
Absolutely. So it's number one, it comes with building a completely permissionless product, right? So when you leverage, let's call it Web2 technology, you have attack vectors for your data storage. So we're focusing on really having the highest digital privacy cybersecurity posture available. And when you go to do that, and you leverage Web3 technology such as key pairs, the only way in and out of your data storage would be you either losing your private keys or giving them away, or like a $5 wrench attack maybe, but that's the only way in and out of your data, period. When you have attack vectors such as usernames, passwords, phone numbers, two-factor authorizations, and you have threat actors that are doing things like SIM swapping, every day you look at a new news article talking about a new data breach that has 500 million breach database human readable text that is now dumped on the open internet. In my talk earlier today, when we first landed in Austin, we wanted to kind of hit home why having no attack vectors is really important. And we come from a digital privacy and cybersecurity background, where we would work with law firms and corporations on forensics, investigations, and find holes in operational security, really. And we started this project trying to build an e-discovery tool. But coming back, we wanted to hit home why these attack vectors are bad. So we were actually able to take the Austin Police Chief's email address, we cross-referenced it with all 14 billion compromised assets, and we were able to find his password in human readable text. Yeah.
So you literally you big balls the local sheriff with this. You walked into his office and you showed him this.
No, I showed it on stage. Oh my God. Well, we showed 3/4 of the password. I blacked out the rest. But at the end of the day, this is why ransomware is so prevalent. There's very, very poor security posture around your data, because data is free-flowing because they're actually selling your data to make money. That's why a lot of products are free, and if it's free, you're usually the product. So it's about increasing the decentralized world's, decreasing the decentralized world's, I want to say, attachment to centralized infrastructures such as Amazon for cloud storage, such as centralized middleware, and really kind of making protocols more resilient, because you'll see situations where Amazon goes down and for some reason all of Web3 goes down. I don't know why that happens, but it's super weird. But at the end of the day, it's one step at a time, and we're starting with pretty much a really great product for you to store your data. And if you don't like the digital privacy and cybersecurity posture, the price point is also pretty great, because compared to Amazon AWS or Google Cloud, Microsoft Azure, the 7 companies that have that data monopoly and they set the price, it's like $24 to $28 a month per terabyte. We jammed it all the way down to $8 a month per terabyte, and we can get cheaper over time.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so we got to talk about the consumer offering. Absolutely. You mentioned a Dropbox. What does that look like for a retail user?
Yeah, so essentially what you're able to do is Kepler compatible, completely permissionless, no KYC. You go to Dropbox, you click sign in with Kepler wallet, you sign the transaction so it can get on different chains, and then you're good to go. You drag and drop a file, pay a little bit of gas, and your file is stored. And that's how it works.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm going to ask too many technical questions. So I'm a huge Nextcloud user, and a lot of my audience is. We're fans of Nextcloud. Just as from a privacy standpoint, what is the likelihood of being able to use some kind of blob storage, or being able to like use an FTP client with your product? Is that even something that has like Web 2 or even Web 1 tie-ins right now, this retail product?
Absolutely. So we're kind of more like a BitTorrent, right? So that's how we go by streaming speed, and that's kind of how we get terabytes onto the system. So there's no cap for the amount of terabytes. When it talks about introducing different things, Jackal can't do math, right? So at the end of the day, we have to build partnerships with teams like Akash to have like cloud compute, but you can host a website on Jackal. You could just have your everyday storage. It could be whether it's photos from your senior year or top secret information that you want to keep very secret. It just has the focus that we're building here is having a really high digital privacy and cybersecurity posture, and having the speed and utility by creating caching layers so that we have kind of an experience that you're used to. So it'll always be a little bit slower than a Google Drive, but that's because of the end-to-end encryption, and that's also the reason why we can't access your data and we can't sell your data. So your data is your data. You can monetize it your own way, and we're building an ecosystem of applications that leverage it. So the big focus for us right now particularly is let's for a retail use case, in the event that both the retail user had a Jackal account and you interacted with an NFT marketplace that also has a Jackal account. Something really cool can occur here where when you go to purchase an NFT on that marketplace, you're not just purchasing the rights to the NFT and the metadata, you can actually purchase the physical JPEG on the back end of the server, and it can follow to your Jackal account to finality. This is cool with NFTs, but when you start to think about terabytes of data, when you start to think about really big data sets, you want a lot of terabytes moving on chain, because right now the blockchain is kind of limited to the ability to store data on chain, because you can only have so much metadata without the gas getting way too expensive. So we just created a completely permissionless system that has really high security posture, and we're excited to be building it right now. It's a lot of work, but we're up to it, and we've just scaled our entire team up, and hopefully, fingers crossed, pending the audits that are coming back, we're going to be launching the token in the next 2 months. We're also going to be launching, if you want to mine, you want to provide storage to the network, please do so. If you want to come and you want to validate on the network, please do so. And it's all community driven.
Yeah, I'm just going to interrupt here real fast and say, my audience, we've got a lot of disappointed Chia miners who have some terabytes lying around, so they might take you up on that really soon.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, let me ask you, as far as there being larger organizations that are privacy that have privacy advocacy as part of their charter, does the Electronic Frontier Foundation know about Jackal? Are you on their radar?
No, so we're looking to approach all these, like Mozilla. We want to approach the Center for Humane Technology. We love all these people, and they mean a lot to us. But we wanted to have a working product when we go to meet them, right? So right now we have a working product. We had an incentivized alpha test. We're right now in a closed beta. We're moving into, we're this close to having it ready. So we wanted to have a working product. We wanted to show that it works, and then we wanted to go approach and say, hey, we built this. We think you're cool. Hopefully you think we're cool. So that's how we're approaching that.
Awesome. And then what is as far as like the next milestones and roadmap items, what do you think is the milestone that the Jackal project and team needs to achieve in order to unlock that big unveiling event for Mozilla and the EFF and maybe some other like privacy advocacy and privacy rights organizations?
Absolutely. So the next real big step is just mainnet launch. And I'm going to be completely honest with you, the mainnet launch is actually out of our hands because we have to wait for audits to come back. Because we want to make sure if we're going to have a really high digital privacy, high security posture, If we want to, we only get one chance to reveal a product like that, and we want to make sure that it's a safe product to use. So pending the chain audit coming back, then we'll have a better idea of how close it will be, but it will be by the end of next quarter, 100%, and hopefully within the next 2 months.
Okay, awesome. Well, you're not trying to peg any kind of algo stables or anything like with complex moving parts tokenomically, right?
No, so, well, it's interesting because we have to build our own L1 because we have to incentivize validators, we have to incentivize miners. So the interesting piece is it's not complicated from a DeFi perspective. We have all these moving parts and all these liquidity pools running around, but it is complicated in the sense of an economy, right? So a lot of issue with a lot of storage providers when you pay the miners, and the focus is you have to pay these people who provide storage to the network. For them to cash out, there has to be a secondary market that's willing to see that token as a good investment, right? And that's why you see a lot of these storage providers just start to nosedive because the miners are dumping to get money for the cost that it costs to provide storage. So a big focus of us when it comes to, we talk about the economics of the protocol, the biggest focus for us particularly is giving our product, our token holders 6 different revenue streams. So the focus is that we want it to be also a good investment to just hold the token itself. So if you buy the token, you stake the token, you have 6 real revenue streams coming in, and that's coming from storage fees, that's coming from name service fees, plugin fees, professional services from people that like participating in Web 2.5 bridges, things along those lines. So the big part of the protocol is we're taking external money and we're feeding the machine. It buys back our token. It's like a revenge distribution almost in that sense, right?
Nice.
But we want Jackal to be a great asset to hold. And the great thing about crypto is we can program some really cool things into it so it can automatically do so. It's like instant dividends pretty much. So yeah, that's kind of the, when it comes to algo stables, we're thinking about taking a USDC as payment, or a Cosmos wrapped one. We're also flirting with the idea of taking Atom. But on top of that, you can also take Jackal tokens as well. So you can pay with Jackal tokens as a discount, and it's a fluctuating discount based on the current economic needs of the protocol. So if we want less Jackal in circulation, you'll have a bigger discount to pay in Jackal. If we want more Jackal in circulation, it might even cost more to pay in Jackal. So we're working with a lot of different ideas to make sure it's a sustainable model because we want this to be around for as long as possible.
Okay, awesome. So it sounds like there's a lot to look forward to there. I think what wasn't mentioned, and that maybe, I mean, I don't want to put you on the spot, but maybe some future osmosis pool that's heavily incentivized on launch, or
Absolutely. So we're going to be launching. On hopefully osmosis because it's a permissionless system, so we have to ask the DAO nicely. So if you'd like us, please DAO vote for us to be on that osmosis pool. And the other place that we want, because we are core at our roots with privacy, we're a native token, so we're going to wrap it back into a SNP20, and it's going to be also traded on the Secret network. So if you want that privacy wrapper, we can do that as well.
That is awesome. Way to walk the walk there. Seriously, having that partnership there strategically with Secret to be able to have those wrapped tokens.
And we're also backed by Filecoin as well.
Oh,
yeah.
snap.
we have a hot storage, cold storage system where we have a peer-to-peer caching layer that brings that speed and utility, and we wrap privacy that way. And then also we have these heavy nodes. It's a light node. We don't want to get too technical here, but our backend talks directly with Filecoin's backend, so we can have hot and cold storage like what you're used to with an AWS. So we're getting a little bit closer to kind of knock them off their horse a little bit.
Awesome.
But yeah.
Okay, so so think of like Glacier tier then on like Amazon, and but then full privacy and these beautiful economies of scale. And
we're bringing the hot storage layer. So Filecoin's acting as the Glacier storage. We're bringing a peer-to-peer network that caches your data, and it only stays there for 3 months. If it's not queried, it'll go to cold storage. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So like IPFS, like on crack.
It's IPFS, but actually your data is incentivized to stay there.
Yeah, no, brilliant. This is great. What didn't I ask that I should have asked that people need to know?
Just keep an eye out for us within these next 2 months. It's going to be pretty big. So we're really excited to be here. We're really excited to be meeting all kinds of great people like you, and we're really excited to have a lot of confluence with a lot of different protocols. So if you know of any protocols that you think could leverage our infrastructure and really decentralize that storage layer, please get them to reach out to us because we're really excited to have some confluence with all kinds of teams around.
That's awesome. Patrick, thanks so much for your time, man.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me.
And that's a wrap.
All right.